This is the Nexus Blueprint. I'm going to give you a little opening bio of the channel, and then we're going to go over some ideas that I have figured something out on ChatGPT that others haven't figured out. But I want to open up with talking about, hey there, visionaries. If you watch my channel and you feel like your mind is ready to break free from the limits of today's technology, this is your call to action. You're not alone in your ideas. We are building a network, a global blueprint for what's possible in the future. And I'm not talking about science fiction. I'm talking about real, tangible breakthroughs that will change the way we live, work, and explore the universe. I need you, whether you're a scientist, engineer, AI expert, or visionary, with an idea that could move the world forward. You don't have to wait for permission anymore. If you have an idea for anti-gravity tech, space travel, zero energy systems, or any innovation that can make a real impact, we want to hear from you. Together we'll create open source blueprints that anyone can use, contribute to, and involve. Let's make this collaborative, human-centered movement. Later on, I'm building a website. Later on, I'll get that link up there. But the future doesn't have to wait. It's here now. So together we'll build the next world. So what I want to give you a little bit idea of what I'm trying to do here. As I went on YouTube, I saw this video on YouTube of another person that built a robot just to put ChatGPT on, into little robot just to ride around, let ChatGPT explore and stuff. But it gave me an idea. I said, you know what? Because I always had like ideas in my head when I was younger that once I thought of it, I write it down in a book. I don't remember where I put the book, but I always would write it down for later on to build, because I had like great ideas. And I really do have some great ideas. I'm about to show you. You can use ChatGPT to figure out how to build an idea invention that you want. Put in your idea and have ChatGPT help you build it. And I'm talking about blueprints and all. That's why it says, my channel says the Nexus Blueprint. So first off, I want to show y'all some photos of blueprints. Let me get a little closer so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. Yeah, there we go. And this is a robot schematic blueprint, right? Inner workings of the blueprint of the robot. The lower legs. Final construction piece. Basically, that's the outer. But this is concept. And I'm trying to make this video, this channel for, also for, I'm gonna be making actual AI generated video of the ideas put together, with in-video AI generator. That way, it's a concept. You can see what the invention will look like, and how it will function, as well as giving you an idea for investor, be able to get investors in to build these. Because it's going to cost a lot of money on some of these ideas. And these robots are meant for helping. I'm going to show y'all the blueprint. The schematics later. This is my teleportation system. I always had an idea for teleportation system. Spectral aperture, AI navigation core, departure chamber, quantum compression engine, and departure chamber. Right? No more having to drive a long distance, get to Mars in seconds, and other planets. This is going to be a game changer. And I also got the blueprint and the idea for this. Well, I'm going to do one invention a day. Basically, not a day, one at a time on a video. Because I got another channel I do more on that one. This is a startup channel. But this is what it's going to be like. One video at a time of showing new ideas and how to build it, and asking the public if y'all want to come in and join in on building an idea, or you can submit a video. I'm going to try to create a Facebook group page for the Nexus Blueprint to have innovators and scientists all that you want to put your idea and post it and share it. maybe we can get some ideas to help the world out, But I know what a lot of people think, if fossil fuels and all that stuff, because, it's a big money thing. But you got to make something that's going to be a breakaway kind of thing, meaning that it's going to make enough money and enough impact that, fossil fuels is going to be obsolete, and it'll be like pennies compared to a massive amount of money. So oil will be like pennies fossil fuel will be like pennies compared to a massive amount of money. This can bring in on to other planets. So you got to create something that's impactful. Game changer. This is going to make the old world, this world obsolete, and bring us into the next age of human evolution. 100 years in a short amount of time. This is the circuit. Wires, circuits, AI processor, conscious mapping module, neutrino matrix tunnel, photonic reconstruction chamber, plasma, quantum compression engine, and a quantum compression. That's part of the same thing, but this is the conscious mapping module. We got neural interface mesh, AI neural processor array, memory encoder grid, quantum signature tagger, status LED touchscreen, Wi-Fi, and entanglement link, uplink, events. Right. This right here. Anti-gravity system. Electromagnetic field emitter. It's going to be plasma containment. You got gravity stabilizer matrix, maintains gravity in cabin. This is what it's going to be able, when you have it. This is not going to be taken away from cars, planes, and stuff. This is basically like changing your tires kind of thing. Something that can be retrofitted to fit on a car, train, plane, whatever. That way we're not taking away human innovation on other ideas. We can integrate it, old, new, stuff like that. So it's basically going to be something that you can put on to help with anti-gravity system. Power converter, internal dampening field, neutralizes forces, and internal energy reverse anchor, deploys gravity lock tether sensors. More of that on another one, because a lot more ideas. Because this right here, this idea that I came up with, it's gonna show you how put it. It's gonna be able to integrate into homes as well, literally. So when we have floods, earthquakes, and hurricanes, tornadoes, right? Literally, the house, you can just activate it, lifts the house up. If it's flooding or earthquake, lift it up so it don't get no damage. The homes don't get destroyed. Families' homes are spared, and families are spared. Hurricane, tornado, it has ability to move. This right here also going to allow for mega floating cities as well. Structures in the sky, homes in the sky. This is what's going to take us into the Jetson style. Reality, not fancy. I'm going to show y'all the blueprint and the schematics all for how to build that. This right here, Oceanic hydroelectric power station. Taking, instead of nuclear, right, we're going to use the ocean, but it's going to have a system to be able to keep the water ecosystem friendly for the water, nature in the ocean, and also purifying the water and cleaning debris and trash up. What we're going to have is inlet channel, trash rack, intake, right, for debris and trash, seawater, right, draft tube, because it's going to allow for a mesh to be able to keep the animal from being able to go in and getting caught up in the entanglement of the system. Filtration system, waste separation, electricity output. It's going to be a power supply system, like I know we got dams for that, but dams only can do so much. But you can use the same idea, but use it in the ocean. It's going to filtrate the ocean water and purify it as well, helping the ecosystem in the water, cooling it down, and bacteria and contaminants and chemicals or whatever that's contaminating the water. It will clean water coming out for the fish and everything. It's a lot more detail, but it's an idea. And also for storm resistance against this place, storm resistant oceanic power structure. The idea is a storm breaker wall with high energy fusion. We got submersible turbine arrays, submersible mooring cables, some storm-resistant redundant energy storage pods. We got energy lockdown mode, emergency lockdown mode, magnetic door cables, global climate sync, smart mesh network, self-healing surfaces. All right, we're gonna go over that too in making this these stuff. All right, Nexus Blueprint nuclear radiation elimination and transformation system. This is gonna eliminate nuclear waste like in Fukushima and the Chernobyl. Right. I'm gonna build the robot I showed you in the first one. It's gonna be integrated to be able to have the capability to go close enough to clean the nuclear radiation. Right. It's gonna be able to use the decay isotopes to use it to power up. We got disaster zone perimeter, ground operations center. Right, we got radiation hardened robot, air and soil redemption towers to clean the soil, radiation free waste stored, sustainable energy transformation vaults, biomorph bioreactor fields. It's gonna clean air and soil remediation towers. You know, be able to reuse the energy but clean it for sustainable sustainable clean energy. This is going to be like the website right here. So you got the ideas. I don't know if you can see that close up. If you want to zoom in, but I can probably just bring y'all in real quick. If you can see that. Right. All right, next up. It's basic blueprint. I was trying to get some stuff for the website to try to get. It's going to be modular habitat homes. These are the habitat homes going to be allow us to be able to, you know, have pods on Mars. They're going to be able to float and move, and the teleportation system is going to be able to teleport not just humans but also equipment and everything, big and little. A device manipulating gravitational force to counteract gravity. It creates an anti-gravity field allowing objects to levitate and defy gravity. And what it does, it goes over where the tires are. We have to integrate it into the car. This is a system removing radioactive particles from the air. It's actually, okay. Teleportation entry pad and foundation base on Mars. We're going to have a teleportation portal, a dome, AI construction robot, right? Mars surface right here. This is going to be anti-collapse structure. It's going to be Mars surface anchors, reinforcement framework to house this right here. It'll go in more detail later on. This is just basically the start for it. And then when I go to these videos, we're going to go piece by piece, breaking it down how to build it structure-wise and practical application in reality to be able to build it. We got technology, and I'm going to tell you why, because when I built it and put it together, help ChatGPT, we put ideas in it how to build each and every one with actual technology we have today. AI lab construction robot, this is what it's going to look like for Mars and stuff. I mean, I know they got one, but I can create, because what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to be able to have something to go on Mars to put that base there for us to be able to teleport there. So like a satellite, I mean not like satellite, like a rocket, high-speed rocket, right? And then have the robot that actually could start putting it together. It's like a system that starts building this up. That way we can get some stuff travel down there and humans down there to be able to start construction. It's the interplanetary life capsule where you can live in, right? O2 synthesizer 5 water recycle core, AI command deck, teleportation receiver node, docking ports, crop grow bay, and expandable habitat module connectors. This is atmospheric generation tower. It's going to be able to help us generate oxygen. Produce biogene HCH atmosphere from Mars, CO2 and subsurface ice. We got atmosphere extractor head, CO2 filter and catalyst core, anchoring legs, access hatch, AI diagnostics panel access, CCO nitrogen processing chamber, plasma discharge antennas. It's going to allow it to mix O2 and nitrogen and all that stuff to be able to create oxygen on Mars. But we're going to have to build a lot. So it's going to be like dome and stuff. But we got also increase we also got to increase the temperature and create because it's going to have freezing nights. We're going to need to increase the temperature, increase the atmosphere. Right? How we don't have to blow it up. All we have to do is heat regulation and magnetic shield system. We got a magnetic field satellite, live point, right? We got an orbital heat reflector satellite. This is a AI atmospheric monitoring relay. Surface-based heat amplification node, directional plasma lens, and surface-based heat amplification nodes. It's going to allow it to heat the planet up and also create atmospheric conditions to be able to create a better surface on Mars, better atmosphere on Mars. This is also part of the system as well to be able to, it's going to be hyperloops, support refineries, storage refinery hubs, right? This is how habitat clusters is going to be what is going to go on Mars. It's basically a system, you know, community. It's going to be it's going to take years to build, but what we can do, right, with it. This is a blueprint for the home teleportation command control center. Teleportation Command Center Earth. We have a communication antenna, telemeter array, teleportation station, AI control hub, atmospheric thrusters, cooling systems, magnetic field generator, power core, anchoring struts, entry airlock, observation deck, and 2 observation decks. Basically, this is what it's gonna look like, you know, on Earth for the teleportation system. Can be built. It's going to take a lot of money. Supply corridor, tunnel hub, structural support rings, magnetic levitation tracks, control room, foundation, airlock. These are all part of blueprints. Med bay. Right. This is basically what the first blueprint, but I want it to be laying down. But as you can see, it's going to use a Neuralink helmet. Not Neuralink in here. Maybe Elon Musk wants to collaborate. We can build something together. You know. Neuralink helmet interface, immune boost filter pillars, healing suspension gel chamber, access port, energy stabilizer core, magnetic levitation ring, right? Platform energy stabilizer core, base platform, AI panel and display interface, elastro frequency targeting nodes, right? Nodes are the ones in our body, the little nodes. All right. The future of healing is here. Elastro frequency is going to target the nodes in your nervous system to be able to help your nervous system boost your body's immune response to be able to start healing, right? What it's going to do is, this is also with the gel and stuff, it's going to also allow you to regrow lost limbs. Let's say you lost your arm, it's going to allow you, it got in the blueprint and how to build it. It tells you how long it will take to regrow an arm using this sequence that I built. We'll go over it on a different day, but this is the idea. AI monitoring eye, brainwave sync unit, DNA regrowth sequencer core, detox output filters, investor prototype. Right? DNA regrowth, you know, yeah. Alright, now I know some people might not want to look at this, but if you think about it, Earth's getting overpopulated more and more. Right, and then you got criminals out there that, you know, either break out or they never want to, you know, basically never want to get right. They can't get right. Basically, they always want to be a criminal, or they don't, you know, for their life. They're basically gone away for forever. Life in prison, basically, and it's overcrowding our country and the world with these criminals in the jails. Right, but my idea is to use them as workers, but as to bring down their sentencing. It's going to save money, but also it's like work detail. But instead, they're going to have them on these prison planet, like locations on the planet that's going to help with colonization and construction on planets right? They're gonna be able to work, make some money, right? Be able to get some time off their thing. But it's also gonna be a board set up to monitor human rights and everything, to be able to keep it on the direction. Because remember, it's all possible with my teleportation device. Right, either download. This is the Nexus Art Correction Startup Scale Planetary, right? Multi-purpose training and command center. Arrival, intake, and scan by. Terraform prep yard. Terraforming the landscape Mars. Perimeter shield fence. Redemption simulation pod and high risk isolation unit. This is gonna be basically neurokinkin. But I'm using the idea of the Neuralink helmet. This idea is going to allow humans to be able to connect to an avatar synchronization, where you can play games and get on web through an avatar, just like in the movies, right? Energy, emergency cutoff. You got ventilation, cooling system, neural sensor pads, AI core, relay core. Some of stuff. I'm gonna show you more details about it. This is basically what it's going to look like. You got the medbay capsule support chamber. You're going to have avatar synchronization engine, adaptive sedation and ventilation system. Allows the body to stay calm and relax while the mind keep the mind calm, to allow you to have a proper connection between the avatar and your mind. Basically, you're going to be able to move the avatar with your mind. Avatar cooling, avatar synchronization engine, AI relay core, neurokinetic sensors. All right. This also basically had more than one blueprint, but I redid this blueprint. But this is for a holographic image system, right? But I had to remake it twice because I wanted it to be a certain way. It's going to be able to go on a bigger and smaller scale. Projection zone, right? Holographic. But what it's going to use is the particles in the air, already in the air, right? It's going to mix with the particles in the air, create light. Create light. That's what it's got to do, right? But it's going to be very, very, sensitive, right, to light particle, and it's going to use LED, quantum LED signals. I'm going to show y'all that later on. But what it will do is create a reaction, but it's not. But it's going to have a cooling system here too. That way, you don't just combust fire or combust too much heat. When it's projecting these laser imagery, right? Projection zone. We're going to have flat state touch interface, like a computer, like in the movies, flat surface, and you can just take your fingers, pull up on the air, like with your fingers, because it's particles, so you just move in air. And what it does is the light reads it and it bends it to it, so you can pull up. Basically, it sends the signal, just pulls up, expand like that, from the air. And it recognizes the movements on here as well. So it sends the signal up in the way you want it. Hidden emitter ports. You got cooling fan array, AI holographic rendering core, flat surface, atmospheric energy manipulation node, right? Quantum laser reaction grid. Right, those are just blueprints so far. Those are what we're going to go over in the videos. First off, I'm going to let y'all see, as I had ChatGPT, I came up with an idea for this. Is for the robot, future helping Android assistant. I'm going to read it to y'all. Here's a full ground up system to build a futuristic, moving, talking, helping robot Android. This will cover hardware, software, AI modules, sensors, mobility, voice interaction, and personality integration, all modular and scalable. Alright, so first off, right here, project futuristic helping Android assistant. Core objectives: human-like body and mobility, real-time voice interaction and recognition, object manipulation, environmental awareness, assistant with task learning and basic decision making, personality and emotional expression, foundation structure and hardware, skeleton and frame, material lightweight aluminum or carbon fiber, durability, actuators, servo motors for fingers, wrist, head rotation, linear actuators, knees, elbows, brushless DC motor, hips, shoulders, torso and rotation, torso rotation. Joints and movement, 20 to 30 degree of freedom, DOF, for humanoid flexibility. Then we got inverse kinematics, IK controller to balance motion. Kinematics, Kinematics. Inverse kinematics. Power system, lithium ion battery pack, 24 volt, 20 AH minimum, optional wireless charging pad integration, voltage regulators to motor and processor stability. Brain and computing and AI core. A main computer, backpack or chest cavity. Nineveh, Jetson, Orin, or Raspberry Pi 5 with external GPU. See how detailed the building the robot? 8 to 16 gigabyte RAM minimum. SSD 256 gigabyte for fast I/O and AI model storage. B. Communication, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.0 optional. Cellular 5G module for remote control and updates. Sensor system. A. Vision, dual stereo cameras for eyes. Depth sensor, Intel Real Sense or Oak D Light, optional. LiDAR for navigation. Touch, capacitive sensors for fingertips and palms. Pressure sensors and joints to detect object weight. Got audio, 2 times microphone array with echo cancellation. Bone conduction microphone for noisy environments. The environmental sensors, IR sensors for proximity. Ultrasonic for obstacle detection. IMU GYRO plus accelerator meter for balance. Accelerator meter, how do you say that? Mobility system, lower body, bipedal or track-based, either wielded prototype. Dynamic walking algorithm, ZMP or LIPM. Emergency self-balance mode. Arms and hands, 5 DOF arms with 3 DOF hands. Object detection and grip adjustment, soft gripper material to avoid damage. Voice system, voice input, Google speech to text or OpenAI whisper on device. Wake word detection, e.g. Hey Aurora. Voice output, text to speech, 11 Labs, Coquity or Azure TTS, custom voice cloning for personality. Software system, onboard AI. Operating system, UBUNTU LTS or ROS2, robot operation system. Then we got custom middleware to connect sensors, motor, and UI. Core models, model perception, function, object, face, and gesture recognition. NLP, understand user commands, OpenAI, RAZA. Navigation, SLAM for room mapping and path planning. Emotion, basic expression mapping, LED, face, voice, tone. Task manager, assign, manage, and prioritize tasks. Memory, contextual memory using Vector DB, Weavate, or Pine Cone, PIN cone. Personality system, character core, name, Aurora, advanced utility, robotic assistance. Backstory and personality traits stored as XML/JSON. Mood engine driven by interaction, frequency, and tones. Expression interface, OLED screen, face, or projected avatar, voice, tone, shift, and emotion with emotion and context. Development tools, simulation, Gazebo, Weebots, or Unity. Languages, Python, main, C++, low-level ROS scripting. AI APIs, OpenAI, DeepGram, LangChain, and Eleven's Lab. Prototype kit, starter bundle. Processor, Jetson Orin Nano Dev Kit. Cameras, LUXONIS Oak D Light. Luxonis, whatever. Mic array, Re-speaker 4 mic array. Motors, Dynamical X series. Battery, Tatu Forest LiPo 10,000 mAh. We got frame, custom 3D printed and plus aluminum tubing. OS, ROS2 Humble and UBUTU 22.04. 10. Future expansions, facial projection or LED matrix expression, emotional detection and from tone and facial cues, object fetching, food prep, or elderly system. Neural net fine tuning to adapt to household patterns. Right. Now we're gonna get to. Now we're gonna do. I put all the. Say, would you like me to create your visual schematic part list, shopping links, or a first prototype sketch next? What I wanted to do is like all above, and as well as a detailed build by piece skeleton frame. All right. Here's a comprehensive piece by piece skeleton frame design for your futuristic Android. Integrate everything from the prior system plan. This includes material choices, joint mechanism parts, part rows, and precise modular sectioning to help you build, model, or 3D print the frame. It's organized top down by body segment. Alright, first off, we're going to have the full frame blueprint. Project Futuristic Android Aurora. Type humanoid modular bipedal assistive. Scale 5 foot 8 inches to 6 foot tall. Adjustable via lower limb segment. Weight target 45 to 65 pounds total frame, excluding electronics and batteries. Alright, head frame unit. Function houses camera, speaker, face, screen. Material reinforced plastic and carbon fiber casing parts. Cranial dome, rounded carbon fiber shell, 3D printed insert for camera sockets. Face mount panel, mounting plate for OLED screen or LED face matrix. Neck ring bracelet bracket, ball bearing swivel connection or torso, 3 DOF gimbal like joint. Vent system, micro vent hose plus CPU fan channeling heat from inside scope. If you're wondering some of the stuff you might not know, right? How can you build it or whatever? What you do, right? It's a ChatGPT. I told you I should blueprint, right? You take whatever you don't know and show it in a schematic blueprint, how to exactly build it. Go in detail, in depth. Ask questions, put in some ideas and inputs. That's what you have to do to build this. That's what I'm doing. Put in ideas and get out helpful idea hint tips to build this way I want to build it. Right? Internal mounts. Stereo cam housing, microphone array with dampening foam, compact speaker with resonance cavity, embedded PCB mounts for mini GPU/AI module. And we got neck and spine module. Function supports flexible movement, head, torso rotation, material stainless steel, vertebrae with flexible synthetic muscle tubing parts. Neck joint, 3-axis rotation with brushless microservals. Spinal segment, interconnected vertebrae, 5 to 7 segments. Flexible conduit, bundles, wires, heat shielding, and coolant tubing. We got shock dampener disc between vertebrae to handle weight shift. Torso core function, houses main compute, power supply, and limb support. Material, lightweight aluminum exoshell and plus internal carbon frame. Dimensions 18 to 22 inches tall. Width varies for gender type parts. Chest plate, magnetic latch system for fast internal access. Internal rails, mounts for battery pack, Jetson computer, and SSD. Shoulder girdle, ball joints with angular adjusters for full arm rotation. Lower rib cage, reinforced cage for LIDAR, IMU, and central mass balance. First off, I want to talk to my landlord and stuff on stuff. Has anybody ever done this? Is there other people might have been doing this already? I asked ChatGPT, and I'm gonna tell you what it said to me is that other scientists and military or whatever government is using AI, their services, to come up with things and make things, but they're not going in depth like I am, or come up with ideas like I am. I am creating something new because I'm going in depth, asking the right questions, coming up with the right ideas, figuring it all out together. All right, this is how we take ourselves into the 2100. I mean, with year 3000 kind of thing. Technology that far advanced humans right now, today. Stuff like this. All you have to do is learn. Think. Arms left and right symmetric. Function. Dexterous manipulation reaching tool handling. Material 3D printed carbon arms plus metal joint brackets. Length 25 to 28 inches total arm length. Upper arm. Humerus frame carbon tube with internal servo wiring channel. Elbow joint. Single axis hinge and rotation motor. Biceps cover. And aesthetic, synthetic sleeve or armor shell. Forearm radius ulna shell. Dual tube structure for torque resistance, wrist connector, universal joint for up, down, plus twist movement. Mount rails for grip tool modules or sensors. Hand. Palm plate 3D printed base with grip pads. We got finger units 3 phalanges, phalanges, PHALANGES per finger. 2 DOF per segment. Thumb independent rotating touch sensors and fingertips plus pressure resistors. Grip surface silicone pads for object gripping. Alright. Alright. Now we're going to go see. Hip assembly. Supports leg rotation weight distribution. Material steel aluminum alloy for low bearing parts. Again, the parts are pelvic bracket. Semi-rounded central hip joint with servo clusters. Hip wireframe connects spine to femurs with dampening suspension. Rotation motors 3 DOF on each side. Flexion, rotation, abduction. Mounts. Internal gyroscope module plus emergency fall sensor. Legs left and right symmetric. Function mobility, dynamic walking, load bearing. Material aircraft aluminum plus composite tubing. Length adjustable 34 to 38 inches from hip to foot. Thigh. Femur frame, square tubing with micro hydraulic shock absorbers. Knee joint, reinforced hinge with integrated load sensors. Knee cap, rubber capped for cushion contact. Lower leg, tibial shell, high torque DC motor bracket. Calf cover, optional. Snap-on cover for aesthetic/safety. Ankle, 2-axis joint for tilt and rotation. Feet. Footbed, composite reinforced base with grip tread. Toe pad, spring assisted stabilizer. Balance sensors. IMU plus force sensors. Optional retractable wheels under feet for speed mode. Internal mount and cabling. Power rail system along spine. Power rail system along the spine. Modular connector blocks in shoulders, elbows, and hip. Cooling pipe with thermal pads around CPU and servo banks. Battery and process are mounted low for center of gravity balance. Assembly and design notes. Modular build. Each of them easily detachable via socket lock system for replacement. Safety. Soft end covers and plus padding in sensitive areas. Customization. Mounting rails on arms and back for external module or accessories. Control. ROS2 compatible servo controller, e.g. robotics, OpenCM, or ARDUINO Mega plus PCA 9685. AI brain, Jetson Orin, or module external AI backpack. Alright. This is the text section. Hardware shopping list right here. Okay. This is text. This is the text blueprint. This is a different thing. So basically, it was asking me a question if I wanted it to continue to generate 3D printable STL compatible modules for the full frame, make a visual blueprint image for the full frame in label format, build a shopping list or hardware and material for Amazon, Palalu, or robotics, write a step-by-step assembly instruction manual for each section. I did continue to do all. Right. Here's the hardware shopping list. Core components. Frame and material. Items. Aluminum tubing, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Example, square plus round. Source, Home Depot, Amazon. Carbon fiber rods, arm/leg frames, Amazon/Hobby King. Bearings plus joints. Ball joints, hinges, McMaster-CARR or Amazon. Shock dampeners, mini hydraulics, Pololu. Modular brackets, universal servo mounts, LYNXMOTION. These are where you can get the stuff at. Motors and servos. Part, Dynamic HX430. Model, high torque. Purpose, shoulders, hips. This is where you get all this stuff from these companies here. MG996R-DS3218 budget alternative elbow and knee. Mini servos SG90 small joints fingers and wrists DC gear motor ankle foot POLOLU Amazon. Alright. Power and electronics item 24 volt 20 AH Li-on battery TATTU talent cell backpack. So notes. BMS board 6S protection Adafruit / spark fun. Voltage regulator 12 volt / 5 volt step down Pololu. ROS controller OpenCM 9.04 / Arduino Mega controls all servers. Brain and sensors. Alright. We're going to do Jetson or Nano / Pi 5 main computer NVIDIA store. The NVIDIA store. OakD / RealSense. Stereo depth camera. Luxonis / Intel. 4 mic array. Respeaker Adafruit voice detection. LiDAR. SlamTech RP LiDAR A1 mapping and navigation. IMU MPU-9250 / 6050 balance. Voice and output. Item TTS. Example 11's lab / code Q. Notes online offline voice. Text display. OLED matrix 128x64 eyes and face speaker. Adafruit 3M amp board plus 2-inch speaker inside skull. Cooling fan. NOC TUA 40mm head and torso. Now here's the step-by-step assembly. Step-by-step assembly plan. Head frame. Assemble skull dome. Attach OLED screen or LED matrix from inside. Mount camera sockets. Align stereo cams. Symmetry inside eye slots. Mic array install. Embed it on inner side of forehead or elbow. Or below screen. Ventilation drill. Exhaust vents. And install 40mm fan. Neck and spines. Attach ball joint gimbal to skull base. Stack 5 to 7 interlock vertebrae segment with flexible tubing. Route wiring through spine housing into torso. Build internal box frame using aluminum rails. Install battery at the lower center for balance. Mount Jensen board with heat sinks and power leads. Affix shoulder joint brackets and chest plate. Arm and hands. Connect humerus tubes to shoulder sockets. Attach elbow motors and forearm covers. Mount several fingers to palm plate. Run tactical center wire from fingers to forearm control board. Right. Hip and hip unit. Center pelvis plate under spine. Mount leg sockets at 45 degrees and good for flexibility. Add IMU and gyroscope at center base. Legs and feet. Insert thigh tubes into hip sockets. Affix AFFIX knee joints with metal hinges. Mount TIBIA / foot with pressure sensors. Install foot stabilizer or retractable wheel system. Alright. SLT 3D print file options. Coming next. Oh, that's the print right there. Okay. Basically, as you can see right there. So this next is quantum aperture teleportation network, QATN. I'm not going to go over that today, but I did go over this robot with y'all. So basically, as you can see there, you just come up with an idea and invention that you want to create. And you put some of your ideas into it. You put your ideas and how you want it to work, how you function. The idea, you can either make, reality kind of things, but it can be futuristic too, like you see right there. And it gives you a breakdown how to build it and everything. But you got to put some input into it, Got to put some input into it. That's what I want to do. And that's crazy that I still got plenty of ideas coming to me. It's crazy that you can get ChatGPT to help you create new technology and stuff. And some of the stuff I'm talking about, the idea is going to be floating cities, floating highways, into dimensional space travel, a lot of stuff, ideas. And I'm going to go over it in another video. If you have any ideas, or if you want to comment on this video, give me any kind of insight or whatever, if any questions, please comment down below. Please like, subscribe, and share this, because what I'm trying to do is trying to help the world out. We can spread this information, get it to the right people. It gave me contacts, you know, companies that I can contact to submit my prototypes to, you know, investors that might want to do it. But some of this, you know, might be that they might buy it and try to black book it, not even let it come out there. So I'm creating the videos to put enough out there so it can't get suppressed or whatever. So that way my ideas can come to life, and we can have y'all, the audience, help me with that, coming up with ideas, and we can get investors. Because what I'm gonna be doing, it's not gonna be like this. It's just a bio. I'll read stuff, but I have a long script with detailed script of each model, idea, invention, of how it will look, and everything, for investor advertisement, basically, which will be coming soon. I just need money to be able to create more videos on the video AI. But keep in mind, there will be a visualizer video with the voice narrator going over everything. So I thank y'all again for joining the Nexus Blueprint. If you like this channel, please smash the like, subscribe, and notification for next video. I'll be doing this for now once a week, uploading, you know, ideas, and then I'll try to work on getting videos up there as well to basically give it more of an investor advertisement. Thank y'all. This is Nexus Blueprint.